the hardest part of it is
Yeah.
actually snagging a deal. So you can get real crystal clear on the suburb that you want to target. You can then grab all the real estate agents' details, throw them onto like an email list, email blast them every week, because that first property you get, it's really important that you get a lot of growth from that, because that property is going to be the leverage for you to get your next property, because it's super hard to save up another deposit. So you really want to be smart about it, and you want to make sure that first property you get, you can just be like, cool, I'm going to move into this. You might just, sell it and then buy a bigger asset, but you want to sort of go into it with the idea of, hey, how can we add value to this property? How can we extract as much value so we can leverage it and move into a bigger asset sooner?
Yeah. I saw a stat the other day. It says the average Australian takes about 10 years to save up for their first home deposit now. So yeah.
Especially now, like I went to Aldi the other day and I got like one, and this is the Aldi. They're like, oh, we're doing a small shop, and then it ended up being $70, and the guy behind the counter even laughed as well. It's like the cost of living is just going to rise, and you're seeing rents are driving up. So over time, it's just going to be harder and harder to save that deposit. So if you've got an asset that's hedging against inflation, at least you're like, for me, when I was 21, it was like forced savings. I was like, once I had that property, I paid it down, but that property grew in value. So then it was essentially helping me, save in an easier way, because you're forced. You always pay your bills first.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I totally agree with you there. So yeah, so like real estate agents like to tell us, it's the best time to buy is today.
Just don't overpay. I could not stress that enough. I seen that when the market was like really, hot. People were, overpaying on properties. So once you find it, just, property is forgiving, but it can be a super expensive mistake if you overpay. Something could happen and you need to sell the place, but you can't sell it for the amount you purchased it for. It's going to put you in a really, really bad position. So